right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Dimensions podcast. As always, this is your boy Smitty back with another one, man. And I am joined by a true inspiration to myself, one of my favorite artists, dog, Vallejo's finest. You feel me? My boy LaRussell. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome.
Come on, dog. Honored, grateful.
So before we get into it, where can people find your music, your merch, all of that? Plug yourself in. Shamelessly, go ahead.
I'm everywhere under LaRussell, LaRussell. Goodcompany.co online, Good Company on YouTube, everywhere. I'm everywhere like air.
Let's get it. Let's get it. So is LaRussell, yeah, that's the government? Or is it Russell with the love
That
in
is
front of
my
it?
name.
That's the
LaRussell is my
government?
name. Yep.
I respect it. I always had that question and I'm like, am I saying it right? Because I don't want to get up here and call him LA Russell and it's not. You feel, I'd have been so tight. But so getting into it, first question, right? So me as a recent fan, right? The fame is new to me, like the everything is new to me. Like my first introduction to you was you in the back of the pickup truck talking about the transmission, that
Dope.
transmission
Beautiful.
grinding. And so that's my first introduction. I'm already seeing you 300,000 plus followers and everything. But how much work went into just getting you to the point where you're at now, where people just outside of your state all over the world are starting to recognize you?
Man, tons. If you look at our YouTube page, there's over 500 pieces of content. That's all work, probably a lot more than that. That's a lot of work, a bunch of different artists, a bunch of different people. You look at the credits and the people helping, man, it's been years of work and hundreds of pieces of content, 10,000s of hours.
10,000. You know, say it's for you to be a master of something, it takes like 10,000 hours of it. So you're definitely a
Come on, I
master in
say
your own right.
10,000 shots, right?
10,000. So with that being said, how many albums in are you?
I am dropping my 19th album this week,
19.
but that's my albums. I've also written a lot of projects for other artists. So altogether, I'm probably at about 26 or 27.
26.
And that's just starting from 2018 till now.
So 4 years.
Yep, four
That's a
years.
so when it comes to this music space, because that's a lot by any standards. And when it comes to this music, a lot of people will come into it and you may get one project every so on and so often. For a artist who's coming up and they're trying to get to that next level, is the dedication and the hard work and the grind, is that what you would preach to them?
Definitely. I look at everything like sports and like basketball. You would never get on the court and just score 3 points and then leave. You're going to try to score as much as you can while you're on the court. That's the goal.
Definitely. Okay. And then at any point during that, because it's like, okay, I'm putting out all these albums, I'm starting to gain traction. I'm sure there was moments within that where you were like, is this the right thing? Am I taking the right steps? Is it gonna blow or not? So take me through that. Was your mindset always I'm gonna make it, or was there some like peaks and valleys in between that?
I always knew I would make it. I just didn't know the degree at which I would and the speed at which I would, because I was doing something completely different. We were building something hyper independent and trying new things, and we were throwing our own shows early and taking those risks early where it wasn't a lot of people showing up, but we were still taking those losses and still spending that money. So I knew
Yeah.
I was going to make it. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. And I had a lot of moments where I was desperate and, I quit my job kind of early to pursue this. So I needed it to happen. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
like I
gotta
had the
happen.
time to wait around. It had to happen.
Okay. And then in those moments, you feel me, support is everything. So what was the support system around you like when you was going through that challenging time, like just getting to where you are now?
Man, I've always had an incredible support system, an incredible group of friends, an incredible family. I'm a very easy person to support. I do everything, and when you see somebody talented and good, I mean, you just naturally want to get behind them and aid them in any way you can. My pops invested into me very early and helped me put money into things. My homies always drop money in. Like we've always had a very great collective power in making this shit happen.
Love that, man. I be looking at the videos and I'm watching them and I'm seeing y'all moving merch out the garage and friends in
Come
there
on.
helping and everything helping. And it's great to see that there's people who genuinely, like you said, genuinely want to support you and you're an easy person to support. So how important is it having a spirit of humility, of being a humble person along this journey?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a very humble person or
No.
not. I think it's just it's important to do work. There's this analogy I like to use. If your car breaks down, you could either sit and wait for help, and no one knows that you need help, and everyone keeps driving past you, or you can get your ass out and start pushing it. And usually, when you get your ass out and start pushing the car, that's when everybody start to come in and help you get to where you need to
Yeah.
go.
They
So,
pull over, start pushing it.
very early before anybody helped me, I was the first one pushing my car miles and miles before somebody came and helped me push it. So I think that's the thing that people forget. Like a lot of people sit in their car and wait, they wait for AAA or try to make calls. I'm gonna get out and push that motherfucker.
Okay. Okay. And then so now getting into, merch, albums, everything like that. I've seen you've adopted this proud to pay system.
Yeah.
So where can you talk about the proud to pay system, what that is and kind of where that came from for you?
So of course that's like a yo. Okay. Of course, that's like a Nipsey indoctrination. I was riding my bike one day, and I'm very inspired by Nipsey, of course. And I was just thinking, like, how can I use this blueprint to build what I'm building and have it be effective to me? And Nipsey was more in the street, so he had a lot of people that was able to support with $100. They could come drop 100 and buy a couple albums. Hove bought thousands of a couple hundred albums,
Yeah.
$10,000, and I don't have that same base. My base is like niggas like me who just kind of normal. They're around the hood. They coming up. We ain't got that much bread. So I decided to just allow people to pay whatever they can because I look at it as $1 made is better than $0 made. So if I could get a person to just give me $1 instead of zero, that's a win. So I tested the theory with a show early on because we were already spending all our money on shows and losing. So I was like, fuck it, I'll fund the show and let me just see if people take care of me or not. And we didn't like we were still in the red at the end, but it gave me a good vision of what could be possible. If I can make this much off 100 people, then it's like, okay, once I get to the point where 1,000 people are paying me whatever they feel I'm worth, then eventually it will be worthwhile, a worthy venture. And that kind of just sparked it. And from then it was really just about inclusivity. Like I was a young nigga and I was broke at times and couldn't afford things, but I still wanted to do shit. So my thing is just always allowing people to be able to have access to what I'm doing or me or what I'm creating. So when we do things in the open, it's like, bro, if you only got $1, come on, we're gonna
Pull
we
up.
gonna still treat you right, man. Pull up.
I love that, man. And I think, adopting those principles, like you said, Nipsey inspiring it and things like that, just watching from afar, what you do is so dope as far as building community. I feel like, along with the people that supported you to this point, but the people that are showing up to the yard just to come see you and support, is amazing because not every artist, not every person can build a community like that. Some artists, they just pop up out of nowhere, but they don't got a real fan base. Whereas I
Right.
see you and I'm like, no matter what level you are on, your fans are always going to be there for you. And I love that, man. I love that.
Right. Yeah, we really got to cultivate a space at home. I know no matter what, if I can't tour, if I can't go anywhere, I know that home is gonna always show up for me. We really put a big focus on home. We've done a lot of work here. So it was it's really a culmination of years of building and pouring into where I'm from.
Mhm. And so now we talking about home. I got a question about the pergola, right? That's a big
Oh.
word for a lot of people. Not everybody know what a pergola is. Not everybody got a pergola in the hood. But so the idea for it, because you built it, right? It wasn't always there. So
Yeah,
where did
this
the
is built.
idea for it come from? And just how is that like really started to transform how you connect with people?
So my goal was really to just build my own venue. I was having issues with venues when I were booking shows and just dealing with people who didn't truly believe in my system and how I was doing it. So my thing was just like, I don't want to have to deal with them no more. And I'm always somebody, once I'm done with something, I'm gonna just figure out a new way. And the best way was to own the venue. It's like, all right, we need our own venue. So I just decided to build my own. Last year around this time, I had did a release party in my backyard before the big flip, and it was a good turnout. So it was like this year, I was like, man, I want to do that again. But this time, I'm a bit more successful. I have a bit more capital, so it was like let's just take it to a larger scale. Let's really create a space that people would enjoy being in. And I drew up some shit, me and my daughter's mom, and we drafted some ideas and got the homies and made that shit happen.
So y'all was really out there hammers and nails, like putting that thing together
We was really
yourselves.
out there, man. Come on. Tillers, shovels,
Was
dirt,
really in
man,
the
all the
field.
whole thing. Come on.
Oh man. So with the pergola, do you see that being something as you continue to ascend, still maintaining that piece of it to connect with your fans?
For certain, I'm building Disneyland at home. Like
Okay.
I don't really love touring. I don't love the traveling. I don't love being on the plane hella long. I don't love being in the vans and on the buses forever. So my goal is to build Disneyland. We're building something where we could bring equity and more capital into the city where we're from so we could fund the schools and fund these kids that are already here and show people that, hey, this is something that's worth coming to. Like people save up all year to go to Disneyland, and that's something that we're creating here at home as well.
Love that, man. Disney at home.
Come on.
So another thing that I love that you do is the game mics.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm looking at the game mics and I'm looking at how you describing it. Like, yo, I just put up 100 points with this mic. Like, I just went 30 for 30 with this mic.
Come
So
on.
even that, just the knowledge to be like, this is gonna be worth tons someday. Like where did the idea for the game mics come from? Did someone give you that idea? It just came about, or like, what's the idea
Man,
of the game
it
mics?
was just a lot of my other ideas. Of one night I'll be smoking or about to go to sleep, and some shit will come up, and I'll try it the next day. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's a bust, and it's whatever. But that happened to be one that worked, and I literally just looked at it like you just said. It's like they give away game balls, and players get their jerseys and shit away after big games, and it's like I'm an artist. This is I've used this
Yeah.
mic to we had a sold out show. This was a big moment. And my whole thing is being able to allow the fans to create wealth and generate equity with me while they support me. So if I could give things like this early, where I know in 5, 10 years that mic is going to put somebody through college, why not? Why not? My biggest thing is like sharing all of this wealth and all this resource.
I love that, man. So as you continue to grow as an artist, continue to grow as a person, you on this journey of life, man, where do you see yourself in the next year? I won't even say 5 years, but this time next year, where do you see yourself?
Um, Next year I'll probably be I'm planning my exit now. Honestly, the next 3 years I'm going to be slowly disappearing. I feel like I've been doing my job and serving my mission and my purpose. So I'm planning my exit out. But I think I'll be one of the biggest that has ever done this in the fashion that I've done it for certain. I think I'm gonna, go as one of the greatest hip hop, or not just hip hop, but artists to ever kind of navigate this space and be within this industry. And yeah, we just kind of putting that work in wherever this work takes us. I'm somebody I know that every time I step on the court, I'm gonna try to drop 50, and wherever that takes me, I'm happy with the result.
Love that, man. When you finally do hang it up, you feel me, your jerseys in the rafters and they enshrine you, they got the statue. And you go and build that school. Remember me, I'm gonna pop up. We're gonna be there at the ribbon
Come on.
cutting.
You
We're
gotta
gonna be
come
there
to the
at the ribbon
pergola,
cutting.
dog. You gotta come to the pergola.
I'm gonna definitely come to the pergola. Nah, I'm gonna find a way to make that happen. We're gonna do it, bro. We definitely gonna make that happen.
Come on.
um, so another thing I wanted to say thank you, right? Your merch, you talked about inclusivity. You are like the only artist I've ever seen that got merch that's bigger than a extra large. You look at people merch,
we
it's so small, and then it's
And
like, all right, I
for a
can't get it.
minute we didn't used to, and then I started getting a lot of heat, and people like, man, and like people don't understand, for like artists, for us to create merch, especially a nigga like me, like bigger sizes do cost more, so it's a
Yeah,
higher yield. So like people don't understand how much we had to factor into it. And someone like me, I produce everything and make all the product, and then I tell people pay what you want. So I don't always
yeah.
make my money back, So a lot of artists can't afford to take that loss, and I'm not someone who can really afford to take the loss, but I'm willing to take the loss to make sure everybody feels good. But it's not people don't be understanding. It's not that artists don't want to include everyone, but that shit is costly. It's
Numbers
not
is
a
everything.
right. It's not always a cost effective approach.
Yeah. Okay. And then sticking with merch, and not even necessarily merch, but what you're offering. So the book, right?
Yeah.
Limitless. Limitless, man. So what is the book about? How did you come about to even write a book? Because that on itself is like amazing because not everybody has the patience to really do that. So what is the book about? Where can people find it? And how did you get to that?
This is actually my second book, my second offering as an author. I wrote a book about a couple years back that did pretty well. I sold independently, and I kind of stripped it down. So it's like if you don't have it, you just never, it's out there in the world. But this is my second offering. It's called Limitless, the 10,000 shot theory, and it's really about life. It's really about just grinding and being consistent and being dedicated and going after what you want. It's just a bunch of life gems that I've used to get to this point that has really helped me navigate this world and understand the world, that I've just put into my own words and my own perspective and wanted to share it. It's very similar to my music. It's just in
Yeah.
author form, in book form.
Okay. I love that, man. So, next thing I want to ask you, with fame becomes the eyes that are on you. You start to get more attention, organizations, companies, people, executives start to pay attention. So as you're on this road of independence, do you ever get tempted to maybe take a deal or sign on to something or go with a label or anything
Definitely.
like that?
Definitely. I'm not anti-label. I'm just anti-trash deals. And that could be whether it comes from a label or whether it comes from an indie company or indie label. Like I'm just pro doing what's right. We're gonna do business. You gotta do it the right way. If I get a label offer that really makes sense and feels good and can change my life, then I'm gonna take it. The goal is to always build and partner with people that can really help you become larger. My I have a mentor named Stretch, and he told me, he said, man, you want 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon. And I feel like that's an incredible theory. Like sometimes you got to let go of your grapes to make something larger than life and really reach a certain point. It just has to make sense. That's the
Mm,
problem. And early on as an artist in your career, your first offers never really make sense because they don't see your value or your worth, or they'll see your future, but they'll try to tell you that, well, since you're right here right now, I have to offer
yeah.
you this based on this, and that's bullshit. But when it's the right people and it makes sense with the right amount and things like that, then yeah, it's something, because it's a rocket ship, and
Mm,
it's worthy. If you could do everything you want to do and keep running your race. My biggest thing with labels was always like, I need to be able to do everything I'm doing now because it's working. You don't need to come into my system and fuck up what I already have going. All I need you to do is propel it.
yeah, you got to come in and add value to what I'm doing. Don't come in and just start tampering with
Simple,
it.
simple as that. Simple as that.
Okay. And then next question. So you being from Cali, being from the Bay Area, right? Do you have like your Mount Rushmore of Bay Area artists that inspired you or just that you love to listen to?
Definitely. Mac Dre, E40, Nefta Pharaoh, all the Bay legends, Three Times Crazy, Drew Down, Bari, I Am Sue, all the HBK. But Mac Dre and 40 is like my, that's our
Okay.
Mount Too Short, of course, is up there. He's made so much history here, but Mac Dre and 40 is definitely my Mount Rushmore, my big heads up there.
And then do you see it? I know you planning an exit strategy. That's still in my head, but like, do you see yourself getting on that Mount Rushmore?
I think I'm already on there.
I love that.
Um, I think I'm already on
I
there
love that.
personally. I haven't witnessed too many artists come out of this region that's done what I've done or at the level of skill that I'm at. So I would put myself up there. I don't know why I wouldn't be up there.
I'll put you up there too. Fuck it. You up there. Another thing I love too about you and everything that you're doing is image. A lot of artists, a lot of people feel like you got to look a certain way to be a certain way. And when I look at all your videos, I'm watching the Pergola and everything. Like you got a hoodie on, you in your sweats, you in some slides, like you are
Come on,
chilling. Like I rolled out of bed and I said, I'm gonna rock the show, and I did it.
come
So
on.
how important is that to you to just continue to just be yourself and not feel like you got to dress up or be a puppet or you got to go get this stylist and put this belt on, you know?
Man, it's just it's the easiest for me and the most comfortable. I never have to be myself because I am myself. Like it's just as simple as that. It takes me the least amount of effort to just be.
Mm,
I don't all the extra shit takes too much time. Then you got to start looking for clothes and outfits. You got to start getting you. You got to make sure. I don't care about none of that shit. This is the easiest thing for me and the most comfortable. And my thing is like rap is a performance piece. I'm here to perform. I'm here to entertain you. I don't. It doesn't matter to me how I look. Are you impressed? If Jordan looks great, but he goes in there and scores 5 points, no one gives a damn. We
yeah,
don't
don't nobody
care. I
care.
don't care about your nice shoe. It doesn't matter to me. The thing is like, did you do the task? Did you do what needed to be done?
Mm,
I used to always wonder why when you go to a job interview, you got to dress up and wear shit that you never wear when you start working at the company. And it's like
yeah,
it's that type of shit is just unnecessary for me. This is where I'm most comfortable. Like I do my best work when I'm able to just be free and comfortable and put my Crocs on and go do my thing. I like to just move about my day.
yeah. Okay. And then I love that because I'm the same way. I go to motivational speaking engagements and I be wearing joggers and I got my coconut water in my hand and my t-shirt and I be chilling. But
Come on.
um when it comes to like proximity, right? So do you do everything from where you are now as far as recording, editing videos, all those different things, the pergola, all
Man,
that?
out of these 26 projects I've worked, 25 of them have been from this room I'm in right now.
Right where
They've
you
all
at right
been
now.
made in this room from 2018 till now. A lot of the content that we've shot, like out of the 600, 700, 550 of those have been from right here in this crib, right in Vallejo, around the city. Everything, yeah, everything that we do and create is where I am. I've had to take full advantage of what I have and where I am.
Love that, man. And I feel like the turnaround time, because I was seeing on one
Come
post,
on.
someone commented, they was like, yeah, he did the show like an hour ago. The recap is up now, like the video's up now, everything is up now. So, like, how important is it for you that you're like staying on top of these things? The turnaround time is there, pushing everything out is there. How important is that to you?
Very. I think that very, especially because my music is about real life. So it needs to be in real time. Sometimes if I sit on something too long, I'll just never do it, or I'll lose my engagement to it because it's no longer current. Like, it
Mm,
might still hit, but it's not what I'm feeling right now. So I'll just have to ditch it. So lately I've been really on a wave of like, bro, I just made it needs to go out.
it's out
Like
right
I
now. You
have a
gotta do it.
project I just made when I went to Nebraska for a show and I've been like itching to get it out, but I got a few projects I need to drop before. I'm trying to
Mm,
clear out the whole arsenal now because I don't want to be sitting on shit no more. Like everything I drop next year I want to be completely fresh. Like I'm trying to get everything out because I hate the idea of something not being current and in real time. Like if you listen to a rap from me and you hear me say something, it's because I just did it. It's fresh.
yeah.
It happened.
Okay. I love that, man. Nebraska though? They got black people in
Man, right?
Nebraska?
Man, we did a fest out there that we were booked for, and it was a beautiful experience. I've never been to Nebraska in my life. It was a great experience. New, completely new.
Definitely a lot different than the Bay.
Yes,
Definitely a
for
lot
certain.
different. And then in this music space, right? Are there any artists that you haven't worked with yet that you would love to work with?
um, I mean, like the Drakes and the Coles and the Kendricks and the Hoves, of course. But
Yeah,
outside of that, I don't really have like a deep desire to work with anyone specific. I like chilling and working with my homies. I'm down to
yeah.
work with anybody who loves my shit and wants to work with me. But I don't really have any big desire to.
You know, you might be the most chill artist I've ever spoken to, and I love that about you, dog. I love that because you are you 100% of the time, and I love that.
Come on.
So the last question I'm gonna ask you, right? Well, no, second to last question. All right, whose idea was the pickup truck and y'all being in the back?
That was mine. I just be thinking of random shit that I think would be cool and different and shit that I haven't seen people do. I'm just like, all right, nigga, let's try some. I like to do new shit. I get very man, I get very down when I'm not able to be creative or fresh or new. And sometimes the music game just be boring me. Like I'm just bored with this shit. I hate the music that be kind. I don't hate it, but I don't love the music. I be
Yeah.
saying I don't love the content. I don't love the music video. Nothing be fresh and exciting. So I be trying to just do the shit that I wish I'd seen or shit that would make me smile.
Okay, okay. And then the last question. All right, we here now. So I ask everybody this who comes on the show, who comes on the podcast, what is one piece of advice that you would give to a younger version of yourself that you wish you knew?
10,000 shots. Do it every day, do it all the time, and share it. If you want to make it in this game, like 10,000 shots, you really have to you get better with repetition. Experience is the greatest teacher in life. That is all you could do. The person who is the most experienced is the one who is going to go the furthest. You can't build a house better than a nigga who been building houses for 30 years and he do it all the
Hmm.
time. You just ain't gonna be. I don't care how much schooling you had, how much a nigga told you how you. The nigga who been doing it for 30 years every day, you can't see him. You feel me? It's just simple as that. And with that experience and with that skill becomes like grander time and effort. I've been able to release 26 projects because I've had to write an album hundreds of times. You're not. I know how to make a song. I've had to do it thousands of times, so it's just my output is grander because I do it more. The nigga who shoots all the time could drop 50. Kobe dropped 81 points in one game. That's not
Facts.
unreal when a nigga shoots 1,000 shots all the time. He does that in practice all the time. You feel me? But it looks unreal to us because we don't work at his level. And the thing is, like when you're a youngin and you got that time in that space, I'm teaching one of the little homies how to engineer now, and I be telling them like, bro, don't even worry about trying to be the greatest right now. You just need to mix 1,000 songs. By the time you
Yeah.
mix 1,000, you're gonna know some shit that is like, bro, you don't need the school. You need to go do it. You need to go do it. You feel me? Because through that experience, you learn stuff that no one else could teach you. Like I've been mixing and mastering my own music forever, and I'll send some shit off to like engineers who are like engineers are established, and I'll get shit back, and it's like nah, that ain't it. But it's because like they haven't done it. They like yeah, they went to school and they're accredited or whatever, but they haven't done it.
Okay. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sitting here and I'm just like taking all the mental notes. I'm like 10,000 shots, working the Kobe's
Come on.
level. We gonna do it, man. But with that being said, I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for responding, getting on the show with me, man. We appreciate you. And until next time, this is Daily Dimensions. Peace.
Honored. Appreciate you, dog.
Love it,
Come on.
man.